Hello and welcome back to Reading Reddit. Let's go ahead and get started with our first story. Sell my son your land or I'll call the police. By Reddit user Ruru Laboo. Some backstory. My now passed on next door neighbor was a terribly busybody who felt it was in her God-given right to tell everybody in our street what they could and couldn't do, from where they parked their cars to what flowers they could grow. She had to know everybody's business and would harass people until she got answers. Even go as far as stalking, but that's for other stories. If she didn't get her own way, she would spread the most evil gossip. Her adult children, a son and a daughter, were both greedy and deeply entitled, believing that because the majority of the street were either social housing or rented properties, they were better than everybody else. And if they didn't get what they wanted, then Mother would sort them out. I have many stories about this neighbor, far worse than this, but I will start off with this one, as it is the mildest thing she had ever done and fits into the entitled parents subreddit better. The son owns two other properties near the end of the street, which he rents out. At the very end of the same street is another house with a plot of land right next to it. The owners of that house and land built a garage that they use for work, rebuilding old cars and bikes. The business is at least 30 years old, handed down from father to son. It's very small, so they can only work on one vehicle at a time, but due to the owner's skills at restoration, they are always in high demand. One day, about 10 years ago, the son rocks up with his latest BMW and walks up to the owner, a father, and his teenage son. The rest of this conversation is paraphrased, as I was not a witness, but this is told to my family by the owners themselves. S stands for son, O stands for the owner, who's the father, you know the drill. Son. Hey guys, it's your lucky day. I want to buy your land. I will give you £15,000. Notice that he didn't ask if it was for sale or offer to negotiate a fair price. Owner. No? Sorry. The business is not for sale. Thanks for the interest though. Son. I wasn't asking for your business. You can set up somewhere else. I want this land. Just the right size to build another house on. Owner. Well, sorry, no. This is our livelihood. We can't just move. We would lose business while looking for some place else, and besides, it used to be my father's garage, and it's next door to our home, so why would I want to sell? Son. So you can make money. Duh. Owner. But we make money working here, so... Sorry, but it's not for sale. Son then does what you would expect a grown man of 30, yes, 30 to do. He complained to his mother. His mother takes no time at all to walk back to the garage. Entitled mother, why won't you sell your garage to my son? He wants to build a house here. Owner, because this is our place of business and we don't want to sell. Entitled mother, you shouldn't even be working here. It's dangerous. Owner, I can assure you, ma'am, everything's up to code and we have every right to work here. Now please leave us alone. Entitled mother, what are you hiding in there? Is it drugs? Owner, what? No, we're fixing up an old bike. Entitled mother, I knew it. You're working here illegally. Sell your land to my son or I'll contact the authorities. The owner laughed and told her to go ahead. She storms off and they think it's over. Just the nutty ravings of a mad granny, right? An hour later, sure enough, the police arrive. Apparently an anonymous caller rang to say that the owners had been dealing drugs out of the garage. It was obvious who had called them. Of course, all the neighbors had seen the police arrive. Our street is normally quiet, and we're all nosy bastards, so when you see a blue flashing light, you step out and you watch the show unfold. The entitled mother took great glee in telling everybody standing around and watching the chaos how the owners had been selling drugs to the children, and how she wasn't the one who called them, but everybody knows what was going on, and thank goodness someone is finally being done about it. Half the neighbors were shocked at this event, but a few of the longer-term residents were already giving her the side eye, like it was on special offer at Tesco or Walmart. She must have been feeling pretty smug with herself, only there was a snag. Just a little one. Because the tiny garage worked on rare and old cars, which can be expensive, the owners had CCTV. That was something the entitled mother was not counting on. After the police had shown up, the owners knew who the culprit was and had no issue with showing footage, complete with sound to the officers, showing the entitled mother threatening to call the police if they didn't sell the land. With half the neighbors out and watching the events unfold, the entitled mother's face switched from smugness to fear. as the police walked away from the garage and approached her instead. The officer then asked if they could step inside her home to discuss something that she probably did not want her neighbors to hear. She received a warning regarding harassment, wasting police time. The owners of the garage were never bothered again, and the last remaining neighbors who didn't know how bad she was finally saw her for the witch that she was. Sorry the ending was not epic, but that's just how it goes. Ho-hum. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Entitled Parents, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button, guys. If you want to see more episodes from us, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.